Hello guys, welcome to the next episode of The Power of Being Okay. On this episode we will be talking about social media, the expectations versus reality. My name is Miriam and on the left of me is
Azim,
Zayneb,
Yasser, Hamzah,
Zine Edine, Imran,
Fatima. Okay, so with social media and everyone's expectations versus the reality we currently live in, what would you say causes people's mental health to deteriorate? Like what is it about social media that interferes?
comparisons. The expectations of reality versus reality.
I would say, I don't know if you've noticed this, but if you look at a phone when you're scrolling through Instagram, you actually can't scroll without seeing the next post come up. So all of these social media companies, essentially what they're doing is battling for your attention. They're battling for your attention so that I feel like your attention is taken away from real life. And that's how our hormonal systems and natural inclinations are meant to be based on reality, but they're not being like glued to your screen, and then before you know it, like 2 hours is gone and you've done nothing.
That reminds me of TikTok, especially.
Do you know what? And if you look at your phone and you can go into settings, you can see how long
Your
you spend
screen
on an
time.
app. Oh my god, it's disgusting. It's awful.
It's just an addiction.
I will spend like 5 hours on Twitter just scrolling.
And that's the thing.
And
all
you know
of
what?
that
You
has
compare.
effects.
Oh my god, you'll
All
see
of that
this
has
person
effects.
did this. This person for their 16th birthday got a car for 18th. I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I get that? Why not me?
But
But we
if you
shouldn't
didn't see that,
question.
if you didn't see that, you wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
You would have been fine.
And the reality of it as well is, with social media, everyone likes to flaunt their stuff. I
It's a
don't
highlight
feel
reel.
like necessarily people do it always in the right way. Because I'm
But
guilty.
what's the
I'll
right
always
way
snap.
of using social media? Don't we
I
have
don't
our
think you
own right
can.
ways?
There's no guideline.
No, yeah.
That's why it is the way it is.
So why-
It's ungoverned. But that's why you got to be careful when you use it. Because you have to understand that these people that are posting on this is the highlight of their life. But you might take it like they're living every day. That guy might have rented that car or rented that outfit. or
Oh my
everything.
god, Selfridges.
It's interesting that you said that about how
That's
it's not even their car, they're probably renting it out, but they're trying to pull it off like it's theirs, because there was an interesting hadith from the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, where he prophesied that a lie will spread from the east to the west, or the west to the east. And
That's why you don't lie, people.
what was
That's what
it,
it's
before,
every day.
before the day ends or anything like that. So you could
It is, it's lies.
interpret that as a lie, so people are flaunting stuff they don't even have.
100%.
Do you know what it is though? One person has Jordans or I don't know, Air Force or whatever.
Yeah.
The next person looks at it and went, I want that.
Yeah.
The next person wants it and I want that. There is nothing nowadays that's completely unique. As much as we try
It's
to
just trend.
my Crocs, I'm loving them. But then I'm seeing everyone in them and it's pissing me off. I'm like, leave that with me. But then you can't because it's just a trend.
It's true because it's human nature, and you see companies taking advantage of our
You want
human
to
nature. Because if you notice Starbucks, have you noticed when people take pictures of when Starbucks deliberately
Seen
spell
this.
your
Sure,
name?
but-
So
Yeah.
they're literally using us to advertise their product for free.
And there's a reason why social media is free, because we're the product of that social media.
I agree. Everyone's got a platform. Everyone has a platform, but it's not good. And I tell you why it's not good. For example, someone skinny can post a picture and people will target that person.
Yeah.
It's unhealthy. Why can we see your bones? Da, 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 da. Someone big can post something.
Yeah.
Nah, we don't like it. You're too fat. Da, da, da.
Yeah.
It gives everyone a right to say what they want to say. Necessarily, it's not great.
So basically,
We all use it though. We all use it wrong.
I mean, I don't see how that's necessarily a bad thing. Why are people glorifying being unhealthy? It shouldn't be a good thing because
Sometimes
we're
you need
promoting bad health and we're allowing people to continue their bad habits. And they're not going to change if you're going to lie to them. You have to be real, but not in a cruel way, not where people are bullying.
You're coming from more of a censorship perspective, in that if you're going to control what people say, it's like, where do you draw the line? You can't say bad stuff, then who are you going to give the power to decide what is good or bad, and who's going to get to draw the line? And then before you know it, we can't speak about our own religion, we can't speak about our own belief system.
No, it's very true. But when I say that, I'm saying as in a platform it gives everyone a platform to be judgmental though. But we shouldn't use it in that sense. We can use a platform though for anything. We can glorify anything.
I feel like social media is like a
It's
pathway
toxic.
into
It's
deception.
It's
Like,
toxic,
people
If you think about the previous episode,
And
we
where
spoke
you were
about
speaking
Instagram.
self-care pages
You
and stuff.
can do it the other way around.
Yeah, you can make good out of social
I mean, let's be real. Your social media page has the people you follow, so you're choosing what you want to
you're
see.
in control.
Of course, there's adverts and stuff like that, but you can just skip past. I know your subconscious brain might think about it like, oh, that was a nice house. Let me go back to that, visit that page. But you just need to overrule it and think, I don't want to see this stuff, so I won't allow. I won't allow. You need that self-control.
What's it called? I don't want to see this. You press it. I don't think you can change the way social that is. You can change certain aspects. I guess they put that feature in. I don't want to see this. Cool. They're trying to make it better. But I'll be real. I think it's just about us as young people just knowing how to navigate through it.
Absolutely.
Like what you said as well, the fact that you made another account and controlling what you see and like looking at stuff, you don't want to see it. You just have to.
Because I'll be real,
Have to
look,
be responsible.
social media is addictive, and in my new account that I use for my Instagram page is separate from my main pages, and it says on the bio, I can't get off Instagram, so I changed the way I've used it. That's my bio.
I like that.
Like
That's quite clever.
So that it's got nothing to do with me. Nobody would know it's me. If I'm spamming my highlights, it's because I just watched something on Insta that was good for me. I've now shared it on Insta.
You know-
There might be 5-10 posts, but that one out of that 5 might have helped someone else.
Mhm.
You know,
You know what's crazy? I think about something. When I was younger, I used to have like a different account as well, and I used to rant on it.
Okay.
Like when I was like,
Okay.
I'm so tired of
Okay.
saying, I'm so fed up. But I loved it, and
I've
then
heard that a lot, though.
loads of
Like,
accounts that were also private.
Okay,
and
but
also
why do we love concealing our identity?
Exactly.
Why can't we be
Why can't
true
we
to
just
who
be
we
true?
are?
Do you know what it is?
Thought process.
I'll be so real. It's because I want to take in a humble approach. I don't want to be that guy to be seen as I'm doing this, that. But also, it's another thing. What if I'm doing all this good stuff, but that's me I'm practicing to do that? What if they see me slipping and like, bro, you're this team guy?
This generation, like, if you're trying to do good, if they see you do one bad thing,
and they
yeah.
drag you
Yeah,
for
they'll drag you,
it.
yeah,
You know how many people I've seen? You know what? And I'm guilty as well. I'll see someone who's say put hijab on or done something. I'll be like, but when you going clubbing last week?
Yeah.
When you doing this last week?
Yeah.
That's not my sin for me to bring up.
But
That's
you know-
actually only up to Allah. We shouldn't do that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we should be prepared for it because
That's the
there
thing.
is a freedom of
That's the thing.
opinion.
You gotta be careful. Like,
But-
if you're gonna post something, before you post it, just think.
Just
Like,
think.
And that's why I'm private.
You know what it is?
Is
That,
it
If it helps you yourself, then do it.
so that Dean account, it's got nothing to do with me showing off. It's nobody knows the name of it either. It's
I
like
agree.
a humble view, you know. So it's like no one can at you
That's
for
the
it.
intention.
Yeah, and I don't.
But
I'm
I
not
also think you
saving-
can be vulnerable on that page, and you don't want to be vulnerable in front of certain individuals. Like, say your main account has 500 followers.
Yeah.
You make another account, you can be as vulnerable as you want. Go on Twitter.
Yeah.
People make burner accounts just to rant about what they want.
Oh my
Why
God,
can't you do that on your
burners.
main? Because you don't want to feel vulnerable.
Exactly.
You don't want to be vulnerable to certain individuals.
Yeah.
So why? Because you're not being real
No,
with
but no,
yourself.
it's not about being
right?
real. You just don't want.
It's
You just don't want that
Yes.
popular.
How
Yeah.
does it benefit you?
No, it's like a thing.
Yeah.
You know, people
I
say if
wanna
you talk about it, you feel better. Maybe it's
Say-
just a way of getting it out.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's
say
like-
you write on the note, like some people do this. They write on the note, scrunch it up, put it in the bin.
Yeah, I did that, and
It's the
I worked
same
so
with
much.
Twitter.
In terms of having like a mental health effect as a result on social media, social media has to come through a little square in our pocket. All of our emotions, they usually come as a reaction from normal interaction. But I feel like the screw must be going loose inside our brains for us to have a strong hormonal reaction to a square in our pocket.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, how can our brain tell the difference that that's a person instead of just a little object? So I actually
Because
feel
you're
like
also avoiding social interaction.
Exactly.
There are certain things you can do here that you can't
Yeah, I
do
don't know
here,
why it's called
or that you
social
don't want
media.
to do it.
Yeah, it's
the
got
opposite of
yeah.
social media.
Yeah.
and people feel brave as well behind the screen.
This is the
Yeah.
thing. and
Keyboard
you know, like,
warriors.
Nobody on the internet. But then when you come to them in real life, that hasn't been developed, so they can't
Yeah.
even hold a conversation.
So it's just like
And that's
a
so
freak.
important.
Do you know
That in
what?
itself-
Social media is very toxic though because it gets into a lot of people's heads. And say you're very unwell, you get to the point you are having a breakdown and you're scrolling through your phone.
But let's be
You know,
real.
a
Why
lot
would
of
you
people
go on social media if you're about to have a
People just do
breakdown?
that.
When we
Why?
talk about phones,
Yeah.
what do you think about TVs? TVs are a big factor.
Yeah.
If you are having a breakdown, you would think the TV
You
could be
just sit
talking
there
to
and
you.
watch
You
TV.
could think
Absolutely.
adverts are doing this. Even
But it is
cars.
subconsciously. It is at the end of the day. There's nothing we can
But
do
it's
about it.
us. It's you.
Avoid it. Yeah.
You have if you
But
want to
it's
avoid
easier
social
said
media.
than done.
If you're having a mental breakdown, it's the first thing you're going to do is go on your phone and scroll.
Yeah.
You might wanna avoid
Some
the
people
problem.
might.
Yes, for
Some
me.
people might.
Avoid
The
the
same way.
problem.
The same way.
That's what
Someone
we're
might
saying.
count the things around them.
know
Around them.
what?
Oh, there's a chair next to me. Does that help you? No. It
Yeah.
might help someone else.
Yeah.
It's to ground you.
But
So I've got a scenario for all
I
of
like
you now.
scenarios.
Yeah.
Say you've had a breakdown. Yeah, you're now admitted onto a ward. You are not allowed to go out. You're a section. You cannot leave.
Yeah.
You're in a room.
Yeah.
Your room either has a toilet or a shower in it. Might not have it, depending
So
on where you are. People call it a cell, but it's not a cell.
Yeah.
You have a bed. It's a
Yeah.
plastic bed.
Yeah.
You don't even have a window that opens,
Right.
right? You can just shut it down. You have people checking on you every hour or every 15 minutes, or maybe with you constantly. What would you do? Just lay in your bed? You don't want them to go on their phone? You don't want
I
them to
guess
go and watch TV?
As you said, it's different for each individual. Personally, I wouldn't go on my phone. I'd just
So
use
what
that
would you
time
do?
to reflect.
You know how you might say, oh, but why would you go on your phone? But you may do something and someone will be like, but why would you do that?
Yeah.
Social media is now my platform to be outside that room now. Do you feel me? Because that's like the
Okay.
outside world. It's an escape now.
There are people who do TikTok share.
Mm.
I've seen actively now,
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
So I want to know. And she has been admitted onto an eating disorder unit.
I've seen so many people on TikTok.
And
like,
she has been
yeah.
actively posting about it but wallah, the content she's providing is amazing.
Yeah.
It's accurate.
Yeah.
She's actually giving great insight.
Right.
And I've seen the views, I've seen the comments. You know how many
Yeah.
people? She had like 5k people comment saying, you know what, you've helped me so much.
But-
Because the content she's providing, you can use the platform in such a great aspect.
Absolutely.
But then, yeah, someone might watch that and think, oh my god, I'm definitely got something wrong with me. Oh my god.
Self-diagnosis.
So you have the reality
Too
is
much
it's good
information is not
and the
good.
reality is it's bad. So you're stuck.
It's getting a lot of information and not knowing what to do with it.
Exactly. And not knowing which one is, you don't even know if it's right.
Most people don't check that the source is actually credible.
This is how our society has become now.
Mm.
Everyone has a phone, everyone has social media. If you don't have it, like I used to just come off it, and it's weird. People look at you like, what? You don't have it?
No, but you know what it is? You feel like, I don't know, you feel like your head's just like cleared. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You don't have, it's
When you
nice,
come off it,
Like,
I'm-
It's not, it's not saying to like come off it like 100%, man.
Just
Let's say like on Insta, Snapchat, Twitter. Maybe just come off Instagram.
Mm.
And then maybe, I don't know, like just come off one, or maybe just like restrict yourself. Because one of my guys, he restricts himself on like, how much he goes on Insta. So it's not about just deleting it.
I do
but
that.
maybe
I've done
restrict
a
it.
restriction on the
Yeah,
iPhone, but
yeah.
you can say ignore.
But do you know what? We're in a group here, and let's say for some reason you feel socially awkward. I find it weird that someone can escape into their phone and then kind of like shun off the whole outside world.
I
I feel
do
like
that.
that's unnatural.
No,
It is unnatural.
I think we're used to it now. Like that's why that's our scapegoat now, is just to go on our phone and just be a different person. They like the person that they are
Yeah.
on social media.
Yeah, the thing is, people don't have that confidence.
I know.
Like, because that's
It's
like, on
social
social media, you
media.
have like that.
it's that journey, innit? Getting to a place where you're now able to be confident enough to put that phone down and then have that conversation. Because all of us, I feel we've grown in different places. Me, you see this here, I would not want to be here. This is the last place I want to be, like, talking in front of.
I know that as well.
In front of this, I used to like my speech would go, my voice is dry, and I'm stuttering. That is the worst.
You know that social media detox, like just for a week, like just
That
logging out,
benefits.
or just, do you know what it is? When you delete Instagram and Snapchat just for a minute and just focus on yourself for just a week and just focus and then come back on it after.
How much
True.
You know what you'll
Yeah.
discover?
Big
You'll have
effect.
so much free time.
Free
It's
time.
crazy.
It's true,
You know all
know.
all that confidence you never had before, it all grows in that week.
Do you know what it is? Do you know why?
Crazy.
It's because you're less on your phone and you're more like interacting
Interactive
with
people.
Yeah.
I have a
That's
question now, though. I think that's the youth, because if you think about our parents, they didn't really have phones back in the days
Okay.
as much. They,
Mm.
I mean, if you think about the olden times, these all
Yeah.
get pigeons to send letters.
Yeah, this generation is bad because when I was growing up, like I remember, like I wouldn't text my friend. We'd just be like, after school, I'm gonna knock you.
Yeah.
The only time I remember social media was BBM.
For me, I wouldn't text them. I'd see them. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't.
Yeah.
You see them at school, and then you're gonna see someone. It's like,
Back in terms of mental health,
Yeah.
So obviously, for you to define someone as having a problem, you need to define an objective baseline to say that's what's normal. So would you say
There
that
is no
if
such
you,
thing as norm.
what I'm saying is, so for example, I don't think it's normal, and I'm defining normal as if you took the average behavioral type of humans across generations to a very small amount of times where phones are, obviously the smaller time frame is not normal relative to the longer time frame of behavior, which is synced into our own biology and cell chemical makeup. So I'm saying, don't you think it's very unusual that if you took away someone's phone and said this motive, you actually just have to experience the motive and experience it like a normal person and not take 100 pictures? A lot of people would bug out. I don't think that's 100%.
True. I think you appreciate the moment. Like you actually, instead of just taking it. Then
Why did we do that though? Why did we take pictures?
Think about this.
Have you ever been to such a beautiful view and saw it with your own eyes? Have you seen it with your own eyes and appreciate it? But then when you take the picture's not as good as
To the point where we're willing to expend so much money just to get it as close as being our own mind.
There was this Muhammad Hubba's lecture, and he said to them, "Don't record this because when you record, your heart stops. Your heart stops thinking. Like,
it's true.
your heart is not there anymore because you're just like, I'm gonna watch it later. Even when you're in a lecture, if you start recording it, or if it's being recorded, your mind is half now because now it's being recorded. I can just watch it later. To be fully present in the moment, you appreciate the whole benefit. And so many of us don't do that. It's such a big. Even now, take it, like, you know what I mean? But that's how it is. We don't appreciate.
But it just goes to show that we care about people knowing that we were at that moment
Rather
than
than
the moment itself.
It doesn't mean that we want to be appreciated by others. Is that what?
I feel like we're just competing.
Acknowledged or
competing.
I feel like
You'll see others do it, and then
I genuinely think you guys are seeing it so badly though. Like there are you go to a beach, you're gonna take a photo, you put it on your story. Why'd you put it on your story?
You're right.
Because you saw a nice thing.
But the fact that if you couldn't do that, would you feel uncomfortable?
But no, she's right though.
No,
There is
I wouldn't
benefits
is. I'm saying a lot of people.
I think it's your intention. If you're doing that to upload because it's a nice beach, or let's say you go to a motor with friends, or you upload it, you're not doing it to let others know that you had a good time.
When you take that picture, when you go through the camera, it's a memory.
When you go on Snapchat, a year ago you were doing this, 2 years ago you were doing that. I think in the long run, I don't think someone going to the beach and posting that is for competition.
No.
Say someone's addicted to alcohol, you would consider that as an addiction that needs treatment, right? If someone was addicted to all kinds of drugs or addicted to unethical behavior, you would consider something that needs attention. So if someone was addicted to the point where they have an even madder reaction just by taking their phone away, would you consider that as something that requires treatment?
I would.
What do you guys think is a good solution to cut down on social media or to tackle that addiction?
But social media isn't necessarily a bad thing.
For me personally, it's like I use it to my advantage. So if I know I'm in control of social media, I'll filter it to what I want to be able to see. So on Twitter, I have a list of Dean. Everything's just Dean. All you have to do is swipe to the left. Every single tweet is about Dean. You don't even have to look at somebody talking about their car. Nothing. You go on Instagram. You can make another account. Me personally, I have a private account. Or the explore page is what I want to see. I don't feel any comparison, nothing. On my main account, I follow a bunch of like self-care or mental health kind of pages. Like I said in the other podcast, like every maybe 3 banter pages, it will come up, discuss like if you're going through a depressive episode, like it's okay. Like if you're sleeping in a little bit longer and you don't know why, it's okay. You know, like there's certain things. And in the caption, it's always so personal. So it's like, I've been there, this is what you can do. So that's benefiting me. It might not benefit you. You might not understand that solution, but you see what I mean?
And that's because you're in control of it.
You make it what you want it to be. I see it positively because if I was to delete social media, I don't have those affirmations. I don't have that gratitude reminder. I don't have the reminder to drink water. Just general stuff. Or I don't have that Twitter feed of Dean.
So that's you.
It's almost
having
like
a good mindset.
Yeah,
to make
that's
the
me catering it to what I want it to be. Exactly. I don't see it as the bad guy. I see it as my tool. It's what I make of it, not what it makes of me.
So I think just to match that with what Hamzah said earlier, like you said that your private Instagram that you got, you just changed the way how you use social media, and that's exactly what you're doing as well.
I think if you have control of your intentions, then it'll be fine. But if you feel like you're losing yourself, then it's best to just cut it off.
I think it's just about recognizing when you have a problem and when you don't. Like if you just posting for the sake of posting, like sometimes I'll see, like for me, I get a lot of motivation from other people. Like he's posting his like workouts or whatever, and I'm like, that pumps me up. I'm like, oh, I want to do that. Or even someone on Dean that's better than me, it motivates me to want to do better. It's true. It's just about knowing if you have a problem and being in control of when.
But you can also do the opposite as well. If you see someone,
you've got to be aware of it.
Why haven't I learned this?
Like you said about the opposite. So you lot have found a really good way to do it, and I'm glad that you have. But it's also a problem with you having the ability to do that. So the way that you have had the ability to make sure the algorithms tender to what you want to see, you want to see that. But the problem is, let's say you have a very one-sided political view. You'll get locked in an echo chamber,
That's exactly what
and you'll only be fed things on your feed to confirm with what your bias is of the way you see life. So I think sometimes, obviously, in a Dean manner, you don't want to see anything but Dean. But in terms of, let's say you're looking at right-wing, left-wing politics, or you have one belief system in the world right now, I think it would be a bit beneficial if you weren't stuck.
If it's politics, if it's religion, if it's favourite colour. Like,
if it makes you happy, you do it.
And to say someone in a political sphere, who are you to tell them what they can do? If they're catering it to them, it's their social media, it's their account. If they're going through it and that's what they want to see, that's what they want to see. It's
got to be news when you look at politics.
There was a documentary on Netflix. It's called Social Dilemma. That even shows that, for example,
that put me off my phone.
Like if your phone's on the table, like, they even say that social media has your brain triggered for you to just go like this, just to see if you've got a notification. And obviously, just to build on your point about if you just see left wing or right wing, there's some people that even said if you just see left wing, they're just going to feed you left wing.
And then you just agree with yourself and you think there's not another opinion out there. And then when you do come across the opinion in real life, outside the little box in your pocket, you don't know how to handle it. Like, how can you say that? And it just gets too emotional.
Now, following on from our point, obviously we found a solution of obviously filtering your page into the, Dean or whatever. There's no one obviously logging out of Insta or logging out of Snap. Now, this is what I do as a break, but also like you said, there's a negative side of it too, because once I've logged out, people are like, where are you?
So it's like, where's your online presence?
But you know what? Nowadays, look at 13, 12, 7, 8, 9-year-olds. They're on iPads. They're up all night on the computers.
Wait, is it a communicative thing, or is it like, where are you in terms of why you're not posting?
It's more
because I think that's two different things.
I think it's more communication.
Like, if it's something like, oh yeah, first of all, you've archived everything. That's like, why
this is what I want to establish. Like, I'm glad you raised that point. It's because when I logged off of social media on my main account, and that's where most people find me. I literally put on my bio, be right back, or I'm logged out. So it kind of makes it clear that I'm not on Insta. I know it's a bit like, but it's something that's established them, because when they do want to reach out to me, it's said clear enough for you to call.
And someone might see Instagram as their primary form of communication.
It's mine.
So they need to see something like that.
Exactly.
So to conclude, what is your expectations versus the reality of social media?
You shouldn't have any expectations, full stop. You do what makes you happy.
Expect nothing, appreciate everything.
I like what she said. I like how if you are sorted out yourself mentally and you're confident about what you want, you can make your mobile phone, you can make your Instagram, you can make it reflect that. But for example, I feel like your social media will reflect where your brain is. For example, here's a good example. Me, I never used to pray 5 times a day. I do now, alhamdulillah. And I noticed that as a Muslim, my favourite thing to hear should be the call to prayer, the Adhan. So the Adhan would go off and I would ignore it. But as soon as my phone went ping, I'd get up like a slave to my phone. So now that I've switched, I don't even care about notification I'm getting. But when I hear the Adhan, it's the opposite. So your social media will be a reflection of who you are.
Thank you very much, guys, for coming to our 4th episode of The Power of Being Okay.